The Oasis is finally coming to VR, sort of. Not much new Oculus news this week, but Steam is having their huge summer sale that you won't want to miss. But before all that, we got to talk about the millions of dollars that are being invested in VR right now. For example, VRChat just raised $80 million in investment rounds to help with growth and development of the app. Just to give you an idea of how big of a number that is, Population 1, probably the biggest multiplayer VR game of last year, only hit 10 million in revenues as of February of this year. That means that VRChat just raised 8 times that amount in investments. Think about that, a free VR game just got investments of 8 times the size of the revenues of the best multiplayer VR game from last year. Now this is probably because VRChat is also one of the biggest multiplayer VR games of all time at 40,000 concurrent users between Steam and Oculus, which is amazing for a VR game. Not only VRChat, but earlier this year, Rec Room raised over 100 million in investments, making it worth $1.25 billion. That is insane. They're not the only apps getting millions in investments right now. This one might surprise you, but Trip, a VR meditation app, just made a modest 11 million in investments. The app has a free trial, I believe, but also employs a subscription service model, and the app is aimed at helping you meditate by focusing on your breathing through trippy landscapes and calming sounds. Honestly, VR is the perfect medium for these types of experience, and if you haven't tried Trip yet, I really recommend that you should. And with the $11 million in investments, the app is probably just going to get better and better. Lots of other VR companies just got investments recently, and I couldn't go over all of them, but it is a sign that the industry is really starting to take off. Growth in any industry is exponential, so if you think that the growth we had last year was fast because of the Quest 2, just wait. There's more to come. All of that said, there's one more company I want to talk about that got a fairly modest investment to help develop an app that might just change VR as we know it. A VR education company behind Engage just announced that they raised some significant money in the form of $10.7 million to help build a new project called Engage Oasis. That's right, they're talking Oasis, like Ready Player One Oasis. They were directly inspired by the Oasis, but it sounds like they were more inspired by the lucrative business models of IOI than anything else in that story. Engage Oasis is aimed at making the de facto platform where Engage clients can meet and sell products and services directly to each other. Yeah, that doesn't sound anything like the Oasis we were hoping for, that's for sure. But it's not all business. Engage Oasis will also hold public events like parties, and it'll serve as a marketplace for digital artists to sell digital items using NFTs and cryptocurrency. In practice, it sounds a lot like VRChat, where users can upload worlds and experiences and use the built-in editor to also create their own, or they can use an existing world and upload their own 3D objects, or even buy 3D objects to put in your personal space from an existing store. All locations are meant to be persistent, or always on, as they describe it. Obviously, I can see a lot of amazing uses for this type of platform, and I'm excited to see what the future of VR will look like with a platform like this, but it isn't quite the gaming and entertainment Oasis we want yet, but it might be the one that VR needs to help it grow. While that doesn't sound like the Oasis we want, Vargo just recently announced some new technology that sounds absolutely amazing that will make meeting with friends or colleagues way better. Their new Vargo Reality Cloud platform will allow users to scan their physical space around them, the actual room you're in, using real-time depth sensors on their latest XR3 headset. The scan will then create an actual location in VR for virtual meetings to occur. And this isn't like taking a 360 picture of your room and then just uploading it. It's going to have depth, and the platform will continuously update the environment based on what's happening in real life. That means other people in the same VR space will be able to see other things that are moving in your real space. Whether that's an item or a person, they'll see it moving in real time. This technology literally left me speechless as I watched the footage of a real life example. It's not perfect, but it's a proof of concept, and if this type of experience can get as good as photogrammetry, creating 3D environments based on pictures, but creating it in real time, this will change VR and social encounters as we know it. Surprisingly, Facebook and Oculus had pretty much no new news this week, which is the first since I started this series, and probably a long time before that. They are kind of like the spoiled brat of VR, always wanting to be in the spotlight. But anyways, the only news I want to bring up came out right as I published last week's episode, which is that Blaston decided to back out of providing ads. I don't want to get too much into it, I'm sure most of you are sick of the topic, but I just want to say that this shows the power that we have as a VR community to speak out with our dollars on what we want for VR, and this really gives me hope for the future of VR. As far as game updates go, Zenith just delayed their second alpha again, but it looks like the second alpha is going to contain way more features than the first alpha. I won't be able to participate in this alpha because it's the tier I selected when I pre-ordered it, but I will be in their first beta. I was disappointed after their first alpha, but I am still really hopeful for the game and considering how many features they're adding to this alpha, I seriously cannot wait to see what the beta is going to look like. Also, don't forget that Sniper Elite VR is coming out on July 8th. I'll be buying it launch day and then playing it on my stream if you want to see if the game's worth getting before taking the plunge. Honestly, nowadays, buying a new VR game is like Russian roulette. Are you getting a well thought out, high quality title or a half finished cash grab? You'll never know. That said, there are plenty of tried and true games available right now for cheap during the Steam summer sale. All of these games require a gaming PC, but some of them are so cheap right now that if you're considering getting a PC anytime in the near future, it might be worth picking up a few games cheap just so you're ready. Some must-have titles are of course Half-Life Alyx and Boneworks, but I also recommend Pavlov, Phasmophobia, Skyrim, Ultimate Hentai VR 18+ adult bundle. I mean, what? Hand Simulator, you'll definitely want that one. Very, very high quality. And then also The Forest. Personally, I think I'm gonna pick up Stride, which I've been hearing a lot about and have been wanting to try, especially with multiplayer coming out in the beta for it. And then also Assetto Corsa, because I'm really interested in trying out a VR racing simulator, and this one seemed like the best one based off people's recommendations. But if you have a better recommendation for a racing sim that's on sale right now, I think Project Cars 2 is on sale, Project Cars 3, a couple others. Anyways, let me know down in the comments which one you think is the best. The sale ends on July 8th at 10 a.m. PST, so make sure you pick up any games you want to get before then. And then Demio just launched a new free expansion pack, Realm of the Rat King, which I'm super excited for. I'll be streaming that later today after this video, so come hang out if you're into fantasy and just want to nerd out a bit. I also want to thank my YouTube members for seriously helping out this channel. You all are amazing, but that's it for this video. I'm out.